One of the things I know I like to do is to take tiny little bits of things. Like I've often in the past taken a square half-inch of a cartoon from the New Yorker magazine and made it big, right? And given it a new life as a thing, as an emblem, as an image. The one thing that I think was very successful with the mural were these little strips here that were not achieved with glass tile, but were done with granite stone. And I always thought of them as being, when you're in a train, things sort of go by your window like that. And that's what that was. It was sort of introducing some notion of motion to that. So you could stand back at distance, particularly that middle section with the black and white imagery, and think it's a black and white mosaic. But when you get up close, like there's a ton of color in there, and it's amazing. So there's near and far and way different. So it's brilliant that way. I do a lot of collage. I mean, my work is based in a collage aesthetic. So I did a lot of working with images on paper and gluing and pasting until I had workable ideas. There's some paper way of saying, well, this is sort of what it's going to look like. Today, we don't do that because we can generate digital versions that are much more leave less to the imagination, shall we say. So I worked on the size of the thing and the idea of the thing until I had an idea in place, and then I took those images to a colleague, Charles Cousins, and he worked them up digitally, and we worked together on that process. And then when we had all the measurements and everything to scale right, then those digital files were sent to Germany. And the marvelous thing about the Meyer of Munich workshop is that while their history goes way, way back, and they're just basically gluing broken bits of glass to a substrate, they also have the very latest technologies that enable them to replicate the images that I had made with bits of paper into the size that you see downtown of the mural itself, so that the technicians could then scale up and position the glass tiles on a scrim that's placed over the digital printout. And you have your fingers crossed that everything fits, because it's got to fit. And it did, so that was all good. We're in 2012 at that time. Everything's good, it's up, it's looking good, I've seen it, it's under wraps all the time it was being, put together. And it snowed that night. It really snowed. And I woke up and I was just so angry and upset, and I thought, how can this be? And when they dropped the canvases, the drapes, the tarpaulins, it was amazing, because you have this color just going kablam. It was amazing. I was just playing, and that's often the way you get to somewhere. Anyway, it's what I love to do. So we're not going to talk about my soccer career?